Hello and welcome to SAV TV. This is SAV Exclusive and I'm your host Natasha Brown. On this particular episode, we'll be speaking with a brand influencer and a content creator and affiliate of the Mark Angel Comedy Company. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. This promises to be both insightful, entertaining and full of laughter. All right, hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Official schoolboy. You actually look like a schoolboy, kind of. Not in a derogatory way, but like the way you're dressed and all of that.
Okay, thank you for the compliment.
The compliment, because it's actually a compliment, yeah?
Yes, it's a compliment.
Absolutely.
No wahala.
What's the name, actually? I know Official Schoolboy is your brand name, but like, what's the name, actually?
I don't like saying it, but...
Why? You don't like your name?
It's sounding feminine, but it's fine.
Let's hear it. Come
Gift.
on. No, come on. Men answer gift as well. And it's absolutely amazing. You're a gift to us, aren't you?
Okay, fine. No wahala.
Look at it from that angle.
All right.
All right, so let's just get right into it. Why the name Schoolboy? Where did the inspiration come from, Schoolboy? Have you been always fascinated with school? What's going on? Why that name?
Okay, so Schoolboy. Schoolboy is a name that is a brand name that I got. In fact, I had it inside of me. So one day, Mackenzie had to tell me, see, you just forget about all this name. Before I used to answer so many names, MC this, MC that, MC that. So he said, okay, so look at yourself. Were you having issues in school? I said, yes, I was always having issues in school. I love school, but I always felt like there could be other prospects outside the society, outside of school. He said, okay, answer Schoolboy. So when I had to look at it well, I said, okay, schoolboy, someone who likes school but does not want to be in school.
Someone who likes school but does not want to be in school. So only
so
going to school,
he's always in school. From year to year, he does not graduate. So he's a schoolboy.
A perpetual schoolboy.
Yes.
That's sad. Okay, but you have made a total character out of that name.
No other character, Schoolboy. I could always play around characters of a prophet because, I grew up all my life watching all prophets, pastors, the way they talk, and I always like it. So
like an Indaboski kind.
Yes, but not.
But I meant for Official Schoolboy brand, you've made like a whole character people can relate with.
Yes.
The schoolboy that is both dumb and, smart in a kind of way, street way.
So he's in school today. You make a character where Schoolboy is in school, and you make a character where he's out of school because of expulsion and other things, and he's doing other things in the area. So,
and it's actually true. It's real because there are this kind of people out there that we encounter all the time. Back in school, you find out that these particular faces are just always in school, year to year. Why are you not leaving the school? What level are you in? They're either in 300, 400. Everly, you keep seeing them, you keep asking them, and you're wondering what's going on.
They're always there. Like, at times you feel like maybe they tied their placenta to the school. But... But they're always there. They're always there. They don't graduate. They're always there. Today they come back to school. Tomorrow they are outside there. They are just in school.
Which is actually a horrible way to live anyway, but you've made comic out of it. You've made comedy out of it. So I'd like to ask you, what inspired you to come into comedy? First of all, what's your background? Okay,
so what inspired me to come into comedy is Mackenzie.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mackenzie inspired me to come into comedy because at first, everybody wants to be successful. So, if you find someone who is successful, one thing you need to ask, why is the person successful? And one thing that has made him successful, one thing that has made him stay relevant is humility. So, he's humble. Naturally, he's humble. So, I had to calm down and understand why is he humble. And just one short sentence, nothing did this life.
You could be here today and be there, not here tomorrow, basically. So you could be a billionaire today and tomorrow you're not.
Nothing. So he's just humble. So I had to calm down, humility his lifestyle, the humility part of it. And I saw, yes, it's working for me. So that's it.
Right.
So
Interesting.
his humility brought me into content creating. I
Okay.
love doing content. I started doing content when I was in secondary school.
Yeah, you said from I think 2013?
2013. Yes, I
2013, yeah.
started in 2013. I started doing content. So I was doing content. The people I was working with, they left. They started facing their own thing. Paul was doing what he wants to do. Peter was doing what he wants to do. So me, John, Kwano, I say, okay,
Do
if
what you
this
have
is
to
what I want
do.
to do, I have to do what I want to do. So in order for me to succeed in what I'm doing, I had to go extra mile. You have to have a mentor
Right.
who is your father figure in whatever you are
Who
doing.
can show you the ropes?
Who can show you the ropes. So, and after my secondary school, I came back to Port Harcourt and I noticed that Mackenzie was staying at my backyard.
That's Oyibo, right?
Oyibo.
Okay.
I say, Mackenzie, somebody I will see is internationally. Like they gave him an award in what's this country? The last one I saw then, as of then, was I think was it Kenya? They gave an award in Kenya. He was not there because he had an engagement somewhere with
He's even
Emanuela.
well recognized in Germany as well.
Yes, in Germany, everywhere. So I said, what is the driving force? Why is he in Oyibo? He's supposed to be in Banana Island. And I said, okay, I would have to know what's the driving force of this man.
And did you get to find out?
Yes, I got to find out. Humility.
That's it.
Humility.
No matter how far he goes,
And I asked
Oyibo,
him,
it's a, that's where it's at.
I asked him why. He said yes, because he started from Oyibo. So he
Right.
needs to be in Oyibo to give back to Oyibo. You don't need to run from the hood.
And I think he has been doing that thus far.
He has helped
Right.
a whole lot of persons. The truth is, some persons are not truthful.
Okay.
So people are not truthful. They feel so entitled. So the little you have done for them
It's not enough.
is not enough.
You have to do more.
So in terms of sport, in terms of security, in terms of providing shelter, in terms of building careers, he has done a whole lot, not just in Oyibo as a local government in River State, but cut across every River State. He has helped a whole lot of potentials that that wants to grow. Okay, so some persons are not grateful, so they
Right.
feel like he has not done anything. So this is me saying he has done a whole lot.
Right. And you are one of the
I'm a
recipients
beneficiary.
of such.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has done. He has done a whole lot for me.
Something that is interesting to me is, so people always allude, okay, people always say that this person helped me, become who I am and all of that. But I'm always interested in the backstory. How did you get to meet him? What was that point where he spotted you somewhere, or you spotted him somewhere, and then there was that communication, or that there was that connection, and he said, okay, I want to take you by the hand?
Okay, so I met him. He was driving out one day. He was staying in his studio.
Okay.
So he was driving out. I walked up to him. I told him, I love what you do.
What year was this?
This was 2016.
Okay.
I walked up to him. I told him, I love what you're doing. I've been doing content, but I want to drop the content. I want to get close to you because I love you. I want to serve you. I was like, you don't need to serve me. It was just so simple, and you don't need to serve me. I said, I want to be your boy. He said, no, you don't need to be my boy. I was like, this is not sounding like what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, so let's see in the evening. And in the evening, I went to see him. He said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go to school. Now, the essence why I wanted to go to school was because my parents wanted me to go to school. So he told me, okay, fine, if your parents want you to go to school and you want to go to school, it's okay. He sponsored me from my year one in university down to when I finished my university. I graduated from the University of Uyo.
Right.
Yeah, I studied political science and public administration. So he took care of all of that.
Wow.
Even up to today, where I stay. Should I even
You're
say,
almost like a foster child.
so should I say no? He has this he has done for me. He has done for
a
whole lot of
yeah,
persons,
okay.
but they can't say it. Why? They feel so entitled. They feel like it's not enough. But this is me saying he has done more than enough.
And you're such a grateful person. I may look at you saying all the things he's been able to do for you and all of that, and it's really beautiful.
If I don't say it, I think that I'm lying to myself, because you can't take the credit God pass through someone to do for you, you can't say it. That means you're not grateful.
So it is so beautiful. We have done a lot of spotlighting on Mark Angel, and we love him so much here in Nigeria, all over the world. Bless him and bless Emmanuel as well. But now let's talk about you, schoolboy. Now, content creator. You've been doing all of the skits, putting out all of this content. You have your dedicated followers and all of that. How has the journey been for you from 2013? I mean, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and let me say this: it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy, but I believe so much in grace. With the grace of God, it has been a smooth ride. Though there are gallops,
there are hurdles, challenges,
there are gallops on the road, but with God, everything is possible. So see, the truth is say, easy, but it's easy. With grace, everything is possible.
What are the challenges you faced?
People.
What does that mean?
You see, it's one thing to believe in yourself. It's one thing to carry people and they don't believe in what you're doing. It could be so frustrating. You understand? You do a video with people and you post it and you see 100 views, 20 views. And that 20 views could be you and the persons that did it, that
you and your crew.
And your people that did it, that viewed it. And tomorrow you call them to come and shoot and say, leave that boy. Nothing come out for him.
Right.
So it's frustrating. But you see, consistency, staying dogged, believing in yourself, seeing the future, even when nobody is seeing the future. You're the pilot. It's just like when you're flying an aircraft. The pilot is the person seeing, every other passengers are sleeping. So what they know that they want to reach at the destination, they don't know what the pilot passes through and all of that. So as you're carrying people, you just have to make sure that they land safely.
Right.
So it takes a whole lot of work, studying. You read, you pray, you stay dedicated.
What drives you, especially because I know that for creatives, right, a lot of the time they're so super talented, but because of the large crop of talents we have out there, and some of them not as talented as the others, there seems to be this comparison out there, and then consciously or unconsciously, you put out a good work, but yet, like you said, 100 views, 20 views, thereabout, it really can be disheartening. So how do you stay, where do you find the strength and the drive to stay consistent, knowing that, okay, this might not have worked, but I'm sure there's something better that is going to come out of what I'm doing?
Is the message, when you're putting out a message out there, it might not work now. The message could serve as a future purpose. Maybe that's what is happening now. It might reoccur again in the future. So you just have to keep doing what you're doing.
Whether it looks like it's very
nothing,
profitable just yet or not, as long as you
just
believe
have
in
to
it,
keep doing what you're doing.
you keep moving. Okay, so that's
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely, even though it's a touchlight.
Yes, even if it's a touchlight. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. So you just keep doing it.
We just also hope that, your tunnel is not 100% in Nigeria, because, you still might not have lights.
Like you said, touchlight. Maybe if there's a touchlight, at least some person saw the light.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just keep doing it.
I love that. Okay, interesting. So when you decided to come into content creation, what did your parents say about it? Did you have their full support?
Yeah.
Or did they look at you as, okay, you're about to waste your life?
Yeah. At some point, I said I was not going to go to university. They said, your first sister is a graduate accountant. You need to go to school. And I said, okay, I will go to school to fulfill your righteousness, what you want. But me, I'll do content. Because then when you go to church, you ask my mother will ask that woman, where is your son? He's in school. My mother will look at me. I hope you're hearing it. Yeah. Where is your daughter? Oh, she traveled out. She's in school outside the country. And when you get inside the car, they'll be like, are you hearing it? You want to be useless, Abi? All the whole youth have gone out of this church. They are in school. You're like one of the youth that are you not going to go to school? So I just said, okay, no, Allah. Let me go to school. Let me make them happy. When I finish the school, I will do what I want to do.
Okay, and that was exactly what you did.
I had just had to fulfill them, and so at some point, even while I was in school, I had to start my own too because time waits for nobody.
Right. So you were doing it alongside each other.
Yes, I was doing it alongside.
Right. So now there's a little question I want to ask you. I know that it's been an ongoing talk as well. There are a lot of young people who don't want to go to school anymore. There are a lot of young people who think that education is a scam, it's false, it doesn't guarantee your success, it doesn't guarantee you having a seat at the table. And you find a lot of them just, dropping out or lying to their parents that they're in school, but they're actually not in school. But they're just in the school environment, still doing their own thing. What do you have to say about that thought process?
Well, the truth is, if you're in school and you're not in school, and you're pursuing
something else,
a target, a passion. Pursue your passion. While you're pursuing your passion, study. You see, a whole lot of youths, they neglect the fact of studying. There is no limit to education. You keep learning every day. But you see, we are just so carried away with the things we see. We don't have that personal discipline to study. So while you're doing what you're doing, please study. Study while you're doing what you're doing. Keep pursuing your passion. It will work for you.
Does it actually work out for everybody? But we'll get right into this question just after a short break. Don't go anywhere and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So before we went on the short break, we were talking about the rhetoric that a lot of young people have now, saying that, education is scam, traditional education is scam, it doesn't guarantee your success. And a lot of them are not desiring to go to school, right? They just want to pursue their passion and make money out of it. But we both know that for 1 million creatives out there, only a handful still make it to the top percentile of successful creatives. You get what I mean? So at the end of the day, just because you're pursuing your passion doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful at it. So for example, we have the Akweke Emezi, right? She's a Nigerian book author, and she has these amazing books with global renown and all that. But before she got to where she is now, she had zeroed her mind to say, I want to be a writer, and that's about it. Any other thing you mentioned to me, I'm not going to try to do it. I'm not going to get any job related to any other thing other than writing. This is it. It's either I write or I go bust. So for years, she was out of job, sleeping out of on her friends' couches, living out of a suitcase and all of that, up until she got her big break, right? But we know that for 1 million Akweke Emezis, they're not up to 500 or thereabout that actually get to that level of success. So do you think it is a healthy way to think? Because at the end of the day, we both know that at least going to school gives you some form of security that you can always fall back on. Peradventure, content creating or, brand influencing doesn't pay. Do you get what I mean? But a lot of people don't see it that way. What do you think about that?
Okay, the thing is, know what you want, know your strength, know where your strength lies, and work within your strength. Okay, so some persons are very good in writing. So how do they generate what they write? It could be from life stories, people's stories. They use it to generate a fictional story where they could always tell people, So know where your strength lies. Go and check well. Those persons, there is something they do behind the scene. They study behind the scene. Even the preacher who comes to the altar to preach for you, no matter how good you think, he does
He
research.
works at it. Mm.
Even my papa, David Ibiomi, before he comes to the altar, he does research. There is somebody who vets what he writes. Papa, remove this one, put this one. He says it. So look well, look well. There is something they do behind the scene. The truth is, a whole lot of young people think that na ritual or something. It's not ritual.
Let me just get myself a laptop real quick.
There's something. There's something. There's study. There's a room for study. So if you neglect that part and you just want to do it like that, I mean,
You might not go far.
You won't go far. If you're spiritual, even the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. So whatever you do, study
Yes.
so that you could
Get to the top
yes, you could get to the
percentile.
top.
Yeah, interesting. So now, schoolboy character, you have a lot of skits you've put out there. I mean, there's this particular one that I saw. In my head, once I watched that video, I'm like, God, schoolboy is just literally dumb. It's the one where a thief came into your room and was going to rob, and he had successfully hidden himself. And this thief didn't know where he was. And the next thing, the thief starts singing, Elupi.
LP.
And he didn't know when he started singing along, came out of the wardrobe and started dancing with it. I'm like, does this happen in real life or this is just a joke?
Yes, it happens. You see, people are okay. Now that skit was shot during the election period. Now a whole lot of persons are carried away with LP,
Which is Labour Party.
Which is Labour Party, LP. But at some point, we understand it's politics. During politics, there are a whole lot of political party, political rancor, and all of that. So while you're playing politics, you just have to be careful.
Yeah.
So Schoolboy was carried away with politics, and he wasn't careful. So you say give what belongs to sister. In as much as you're for party A, you won't enter where party B is and you start talking anyhow.
Yeah.
You just have to.
That's just wisdom.
Yes, you just have to give what belongs to sister. So that's why Schoolboy, he's dumb.
How do you come about your skits? How do you just stay and think up, okay, I should do this, I should do that? How do you come about the whole creative process?
The creative process, I sometimes sit down and think of possible things that had happened in school.
Okay.
That those are memories, things that could happen. So things that have happened, definitely they will reoccur. So you just have to sit down, think of something. So if Schoolboy is not in school, at this point, Schoolboy has left school and is outside. These are things that will happen. If he's going to play game and he sees somebody who asks him for direction, he wants to meet a big man. So Schoolboy thinks, okay, if this person is going to meet a big man, let me leave this game and direct him to go and meet a big man. And he follows him, not knowing that he's going to fall into the hand of ritual or something.
Yeah.
So you just have to tell people these are the things that could happen.
At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, so stay in school and finish your school.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. And then it brings me to the question of, so first of all, there's a lot of thoughts about brand influencing, content creation, and all of that. What is one myth a lot of us think about content creators and content creation as a whole that is a lie? Is there any, just, off the top of your head, everything people have told you about, you being a content creator and all of that? What's that one thing
Okay,
that we
so
think about you guys?
they said if you're a content creator, you will make millions and millions and millions and millions.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Ha! Yeah? The truth is, there's money in content creating.
Absolutely.
Good. But, the
It's
day you
tough.
start making 1 million, you have issues of 3 million and you cannot solve it.
How so?
Ha! If any day you have 1 million like this, you have issue of 3 million, 5 million.
Oh,
And when you can't meet up to the issue, And it gets so worse. Let me say this. It gets so worse that the bigger creatives out there, some creatives, let me not say all, some creatives, they have made a whole lot of pressure. They have put so much pressure in so much. You see them flaunting cars, house. Hey, na lie. There's something else that they're doing that they're not telling us. It's not this thing. Though this thing gives money, you know.
Yes, it does.
But
I mean, we have the likes of Sabinus, we have Mark Angel, we have Macaroni, we have Tauma.
Yeah, they're making money from it. But the truth is, most creatives just have to slow down on the way they flaunt material things online.
They're luxuries.
Because they are pushing
They're putting a lot of pressure on the younger ones coming up.
Yes, they're putting a lot of pressure. Someone called me the other day, said, see, I want to go into content creating because if I go into content creating, I will help my family to come out of poverty. I said, yeah? Who told you that? If you go into content creating, you help your family to come out of poverty. I said, why did you think so? He said, I saw one content creator, he posted this car. And I'm like, so the things they put out there put people under pressure. They feel like the ground is rosy.
This is where it's happening.
Yeah, this is where it's happening.
It's either music or content creation.
It's either music or content creation. And they don't tell you that it's not as rosy
as easy as you think. Right.
You need a whole lot of work.
Let's hear about the dedicated work process you have to apply to be able to get to that point of success. For example, you are close with Mark Angel. Give us a little snippet of what his dedicated work process is like in a day.
Okay, so have you heard of this thing? They say, give her the work, beg her the sleep.
Okay.
Somebody who is going to ask you for money is sleeping.
Oh, yeah. Then you are doing the hard work. Okay. Yes.
So now, one thing I've learned from him is, do you know we don't sleep? If I could count how many times we sleep, like we don't sleep. Every day we are working. We shoot a content, we edit it. It doesn't work like this. We have to go back and shoot this part. So every day of your life, you're working. You don't even have time to even say you want to chill. Even if you chill, just for a short while, every time is work. So if you should be successful and you want to go into this path, just know that you're consistent in being creative, you're consistent in shooting your films, your content, you're always on your content. Your content is your food. So if your content is not going well, it should give you a burden, how you need to improve on it.
So you want to go back to the drawing board,
go back to the drawing board.
Where did I go wrong?
Yes.
What's trending? What should I apply? And all of that.
So if you're shooting a Facebook content, if you're shooting an Instagram content, if you're shooting a YouTube content, you should know what works for YouTube. You should know what works for.
Right.
So you don't just carry one thing and paste everywhere.
Through the whole,
So that's why you need work. So when you shoot a YouTube content landscape, you need to go back again and re-edit portrait for Instagram and Facebook.
With even a shorter timeline.
With a shorter timeline. So you need to be creative to know what point do I need to stop if I'm redirecting my fans to YouTube. What point do I need to stop so that point could be catchy? Right. So you just need a whole lot of work.
And even the part of strategizing, when it comes to audience attention span.
Yes.
Right now, our attention span is so limited that once we just come across your content within the first 5 seconds, people already know if they want to scroll over or not.
So you just need to know what you should do to keep them. So content creating is not just you come out, you carry a camera and you film whatever you want to film. You should be deliberate about it. So see content creating as your office work. See content creating as a medical work. A patient comes. What do you give to the patient to make the patient stay alive? So what do you give to your content to keep you stay to watch it, at least for the first 3 seconds? So it's a whole lot of work.
It's a whole lot of brain work,
Brain work.
actually, because a lot of the time people get to think that, content creation, all you have to do is, bring out a dress, say about this thing, put on a pant, say, okay, this is great, this is black and all of that. But a lot of the time we forget that there's intelligence applied
to it.
Because you actually have to sit down, strategize, and know how to work with the psychology of your audience.
Yes.
So it's such a brilliant thing that you guys do, and I love that for all of you. And I'm wishing you the best. What should we look forward to, Schoolboy?
Okay.
In a few years to come.
In a few years to come. Amazing stuffs. Amazing stuffs. I mean, a few years to come, like 3 years ahead of now, I will be settling for being a director.
Oh, interesting. Full-length film?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Netflix movie.
Okay.
So I'm learning this from Uncle Mark.
Okay.
So is trying to set up an academy.
A film academy?
A film academy.
Okay.
Where we could bring up young creatives. We could bring up the next Emanuela. We could bring up the next Anti-Success. We could bring up the next Macangel. So I just need to learn. This period is a time for me to create my content, and I have to face another phase of my life, which is directing. I love it because when I watch him direct, the way I watch him, the way I see him bring out the character in people, come on. It's inspiring. It's very, very inspiring. Yes, I love it. I love the creative around what he do. So I want to continue that legacy. So when he is weak on his bones and he is no more, he can't always come out every time. So I want to be there.
Able to come in,
I want to be there, yeah, to fill in those shoes, so that I also bring in new people. So the gospel just has to continue, right? So it doesn't die. So the Macangel legacy just has to continue.
Yeah, lives on. Lovely, lovely. I love that for you. So finally, wrapping this up, advice for younger creatives coming up who want to get to, right now, they're not up to 10,000 followers. They don't have up to 10,000 subscribers. They're still maybe at 2K followers, 2K subscribers. They want to get to 80 more, 3 million. What word of advice would you give to them?
Okay, so the word of advice I would give is for them to stay consistent on what they are doing. Be intentional about it. Learn. Get a mentor. A mentor. It's very, very important. Get a mentor, someone who is there to guide you. A whole lot of persons make these mistakes. They don't have mentor. Who is your mentor? I don't have a mentor. Who is giving you the inspiration? Nobody. So I think when they go behind bars and smoke, they come out and say they want to do content. So we are not trying to limit anybody from doing whatever they want to do. But if you're creating content, have a mentor, learn, stay consistent, and do what you want to do. And above all, one thing that has helped me this far and has kept me this far, prayer. You pray. If you're Muslim, pray. If you're Christian, pray. Just pray.
Whatever you are, just pray.
Just pray.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best, Schoolboy.
Thank you very much.
Wish you all the best. And as for you out there, I hope that you've learned one or two things and you have been entertained, inspired by the stories that you have heard on set. This remains Tab TV. This is Tab Exclusive. I remain your host, and see you some other time. Bye.